Hey guys, Crewman here, and in today's video I have another motherboard review. Today I am going to be reviewing the ASRock B850 White Challenger motherboard. Now I'm going to approach this review a little bit differently. First, let me give you some backstory. So as a smaller tech tuber, I've been doing Crewman Tech for about a little over a year now, let's say like 13 months at this point. The best thing you can do is develop a relationship with all of the major AIBs, ASRock, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, etc. So when the opportunity arose and ASRock asked me if I wanted to review one of their B850 motherboards, I jumped at the opportunity. Now, of course, this was before all of the issues that just arose with the latest batch of CPUs. Now, obviously, there have been issues in the past, but I looked and they seem to be resolved for the most part. So once I got the motherboard in, of course, the articles and the news stories started breaking with ASRock motherboards killing AM5 socket CPUs, 9000 series to be exact. So I wanted to hold off reviewing this motherboard before, and I want to do some research because frankly, I want to give you my best attempt at an unbiased motherboard review. Now, that's obviously me giving you all of these disclaimers that basically I want to work with ASRock, and I'm going to attempt to be as unbiased as I can be. And I will explain more on that later. Now, I also do want to say that to ASRock's credit, they sent me over this motherboard. I didn't hear anything from them about anything that they'd like me to change or anything because I wouldn't do that. So I'm under no obligation to say anything positive or negative on this motherboard. And the sample was sent to me for just a barter review. So there's no money changing hands on this. So I'm free to say what I want, and I do not have to share the video before I drop it. When this drops, they're going to see it the same time you all are going to see it. So we're going to divide this review into two parts. So I'll have bookmarks with everything, so feel free to skip ahead. The first part of this will be your typical motherboard review. We're going to unbox the motherboard. We're going to go over things I like and things I don't like about the aesthetics of the motherboard. We're going to show you the BIOS. We're going to go over the price, and then we're just going to give you some final thoughts. The second part of this review will go over whether or not I think you should buy an ASRock motherboard with the issues that have been occurring with 9000 series CPUs. So you can kind of look at this as either like two separate videos kind of mushed into one, or you can look at it as two parts of the same video. And like I said, you can skip to the one part, or you can watch the whole thing and its full review. So if you like my honest everyman's approach to reviewing this motherboard, please consider liking and subbing to the channel. I know what unique skill sets I bring to the table as far as a review. I like to review things just like a normal guy's review. I'm not going to go into crazy tech specs on it. I'm not going to go into crazy testing on the VRAM, heat sinks, or any of that. There are other great channels you can see for that. If you want an everyman's approach to reviewing this and basically me giving you my opinion, telling you whether I think you should buy it or not, stay tuned and then make sure you like and sub. So shout out to ASRock for sending me this motherboard over, and let's get to it. Okay, so let's go over the motherboard. And now that you saw me unbox it, I want to just go over what I like, what I don't like about it, and then we'll go into the BIOS. So let's start with what I like. So The biggest thing that I like is the aesthetics. I like that there is not much black on here. Basically, you have the black on the chip and the CMOS, and that's basically it. Really, there's not much black here. Now there's a little black on the back plate, but you won't see that, so that's okay. But I like that it's a silver, white and silver, because when you do an all white build, you really don't want to see any black in there. I mean, if you're gonna go for a Panda build, buy a motherboard that has black in it. I really am happy with the fact that this is all white. So essentially, the only black that would show up is something that doesn't have anything to do with the motherboard, which is a win, especially in the B550 space. I also like, obviously, it has built-in Wi-Fi. I like the amount of ports it has. It has a 2.5 Ethernet port, which I really like, and then we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 USB ports, which is pretty good for a B850, for being honest. As far as some other things I like, I want to point out it's got a USB-C connector for the front plate, if your case has it. It's got it's got four SATA, two here and two on the bottom. Now I understand that people don't like SATA as much, but it is good to have in case you were going to use this as like a like a server, or if you just want SATA drives, because SATA drives are still important. The next thing that I like, if you look at the amount of RGB headers, it's got four of them, which is important. I like that. So if you want to go heavy in the RGB fan headers, it's got CPU, and then we've got the AIO, and then we've got an additional one, two, three total. Now I wish there were more, but that's not the worst thing in the world. The thing that is most egregious to me is there's no postcode on it anywhere. I mean, there is this subtle one right here with your typical your boot VGA, DRAM, and CPU, which is better than nothing, but I would really like an actual postcode LED. They cost nothing. I don't know why motherboard manufacturers don't put them on there. But overall, as far as looks and aesthetics, I really, really like this thing. Minor nitpicks aside, I think for what you pay for, this is a very solid value. So with that shown, let's go look at the BIOS. All right, so here's the BIOS. I have it on a test bench. As me being fully transparent, as I like to boot up BIOSes for the first time, just out of the box to see how they look. And you can see this is the BIOS for the ASRock motherboard. You can see we have a Ryzen 5 9600 in here with 32 gigs of RAM. I did not enable anything. This, like I said, this is just out of the box. One thing, obviously, with ASRock and all the issues that they've been having, make sure you have the BIOS as the latest BIOS, and then you can see the OC tweaker. I would make sure that I really don't do any overclocking. Maybe the RAM, where I would just run the RAM on like Expo, basically whatever it comes with, DR5 6000. That's probably the only thing that I would do. And then I would make sure to put PBO off when I have everything set up, because you just don't want to accidentally mess anything up. But as far as the BIOS, I mean, it's a B850. The BIOS is fine. I don't see anything wrong. I don't see any issues. You can basically just kind of see the settings right here. Let's see. Sometimes it's interesting to see if you can change the RGB. There is no RGB on the motherboard base though, so I just want to let you know about that. But it just does give you the ability to mess with that, turn Bluetooth off, on. You can use the onboard graphics or the GPU. As you can see right here, we're using the onboard graphics because I just want to show you that as well. It is nice that these CPUs have it, but so far everything looks fine. Ignore this, like I said, this is a test bench. And this is where you'll basically need to do the InstaFlash, where you're going to need to mess with the BIOS. And, like I said, I haven't updated the BIOS yet, but that's something you want to do. So as far as the BIOS menu, I mean, it's fine. It's just your standard BIOS menu. There's nothing in it that I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And there's nothing in it that I'm like, oh, this is really bad. So, I mean, a BIOS is BIOS. Essentially, for me, it's like, is there anything that I don't like about the BIOS? and it looks like it passed with flying colors. Okay, so as for price, we are in a unique position where I can't find the listing for the white model. So I'm going to use the ASRock B850M Challenger AM5 listing on newegg.com. It's $120 for the MATX motherboard, and usually the ATX ones are, relatively similar in price, maybe like another 15-20 bucks. So as far as the price goes, while it's not the white model, this is a pretty good value for what you get, and you're gonna be hard pressed to find a pretty good B850 motherboard for this price range, and most of the time you're going to have to go down to the B650s. Whether that matters to you or not, only you can answer. But this motherboard basically is very, very similar to the one that I just reviewed, and it basically even has the same amount of ports. So as far as I'm concerned, these two motherboards are essentially the same, minus the aesthetics, which, one is white and one is black. So as far as the price, I think in 2025 that value is fine. It's not. It's definitely on the better end of pricing. It's not like, oh my God, you have to buy this now, but also it's also not like egregiously bad or poor pricing. We've unboxed it. We've shown you the aesthetics. I've shown you what I like and what I don't like about the aesthetics. I've gone over the BIOS and I went over the price at the time of the review. Now, normally that would be it for a motherboard review, and I would shout out the sponsor, whoever sent me this out, blah, 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 blah. But this unfortunately is not. We've had there's been a lot of RMAs with ASRock. Now, I'm not here to take one side or the other, right? But what I am here to do is for this next part of the review, I'm going to go over my opinions on the RMA issue and whether or not I would recommend buying one of these. So let's get one thing out of the way, right? As I've already said in this review, I am under no guidance to say anything, and I am saying honestly how I feel. Now, it is a unique position and a privileged position to be able to review equipment like this, and ASRock did send this out to me. Shout out to them. So, you have this line to walk where you want to be honest and you want to not piss the brand off. I am going to take the approach that I want to be honest more than I worry about pissing the brand off. I'm not Steve from Gamers Nexus. I'm not Jay from 2 Cents. I don't wield a ton of power, and I'm not trying to. What I am trying to do is give you as much of an unbiased opinion on this as I can. And of course, I would like to work with ASRock more, because when you work with an AIB more, they send you more samples, and getting more samples just helps your YouTube channel. So there is going to be that inherent bias in what I'm about to say. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and be as upfront and honest as possible with you guys. So the first thing I would say about ASRock motherboards with AMD CPUs. The first thing I would recommend is do not buy any ASRock motherboards used, and do not buy any AMD CPUs used that you're going to put together. If you are going to pair an ASRock motherboard with an AMD CPU, make sure they both are brand new so that you have the warranty coverage. Another thing that I probably would not do, if you're going to build on a B550 chassis, I would probably not put anything stronger than a 5800X 3D in here. So I would probably stick with like the Ryzen 5s and the Ryzen 7s. I would not put a Ryzen 9 in based on Tech Yes City's results from his last video. Now, I'm not going to be able to leave one of these motherboards on 24/7, 365 and stress it. You just saw my video where I booted this in the BIOS and everything worked just fine. I had no issues, right? But that is one CPU and one motherboard. So, I can't attest to that. But like I said, if I was going to buy one of these, I would have, number one, a brand new CPU and GPU, and probably, CPU, motherboard, and probably brand new RAM. I would not do anything used. Number two, I would stay away from a Ryzen 9 CPU when pairing this with it. Number three, I would make sure that I absolutely have the latest and greatest updated BIOS on here. All right. And number four, and this is the most important, if you're thinking about buying one of these, do your research. There's a great video from Gamers Nexus. There's a great video from Wendell at Level 1 Tech. I'll put links to both of those. And then there's a good video from Tech Yes City, which I'll put a link to as well. You're also going to want to read the forums. There is an ASRock guide, mega thread on Reddit you're going to want to check out. and you're going to want to check out the one on Level 1 Tech too. At the end of the day, you got to do your own research and you got to do what's best for you. If we're being honest, I am going to use this in a build, and I am going to pair this with a Ryzen 9 CPU, but they're both going to be brand new CPU. I'm sorry, I'm going to pair this with a Ryzen 5 CPU, but they're both going to be brand new CPU. Like the motherboard's going to be brand new, and the CPU is going to be brand new. I'm going to update it to the latest BIOS. I'm going to make sure I have things like PBO. I'm going to make sure it's disabled, but I will probably overclock the RAM, but that's it. So as far as me answering whether or not I would buy an ASRock motherboard to pair with an AMD CPU, it depends, right? If you want a good value white motherboard with good aesthetics, you're definitely going to want to consider ASRock. And if I'm willing to follow all of those guidelines that I set down and I wanted a good white motherboard that was pretty reasonable in terms of cost, because there are a lot of expensive AM5 motherboards out there, I would consider this motherboard for sure. But like I said, only under the conditions that I just stated. Now I'm going to have links to everything down below so that you can see it all and you can make your own decision. It really sucks that I have to put this disclaimer at the end of this review, but I think it's really important that people see this, and I'm trying to be as unbiased as I possibly am able to be. Okay, so that is everything with this review. Shout out to ASRock for sending me over this motherboard. I am going to use this in a build. You will see this in a build to give you basically my personal opinion on whether or not I trust an ASRock motherboard. So I think this is a good buy. I think if you can get this thing for close to what the current price is, I think that it is a solid motherboard, especially if you're looking for white. Now, I did not review the black model because I requested the white one, and I really, really like ASRock's white aesthetics. Not a lot of companies do white as well as ASRock, in my humble opinion, and I've used their older motherboards on some older white motherboard projects. I'm sorry, white build projects. So anyway, I think that if you are comfortable with buying one of these based on everything that happened with the RMA issues, I think if you like white, and I think if you can get this for a good price, I think this is a crude buy. So do with that what you will. Thank you to ASRock for sending this over. I have a lot more motherboard reviews hopefully coming up. This is really exciting for me. I really, really do enjoy reviewing motherboards. So that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.